been a journey of ups and downs, meeting people who don't believe in me, first of all.
Why did you, not give up?
I didn't have an option. I was afraid of giving up, and maybe I'm giving up on something that will work.
So we have that in Aqueous Stage Plus.
My students, they struggled. They really struggled, but they made it. But what I loved about those children is that they were very determined to stay with me to the end.
No one dropped off.
No one dropped off.
A groundbreaking achievement in education is making headlines across the globe. Rose Tata Wekesa, a teacher at St. Austin's Academy in Nairobi, Kenya, has captivated audiences by delivering a marathon science lesson of over 62 hours straight. From biology to chemistry to physics, Wekesa's tireless commitment to education has left the world in awe. Hello and welcome to Globe Traktion. My name is Persil Telewa, and tonight we host Rose Wekesa, who shares her motivation behind this monumental feat that might see her entered into the Guinness Book of Records for conducting the longest science lesson ever, besides her personal backstory. I hope you enjoy. Nice meeting you finally.
Thank you.
Face to face.
Thank you.
Yeah. And you know why we are talking to each other right now. However, before we start, please introduce yourself.
My name is Tata Wekesa. I'm a teacher, a mother, a wife, and a woman who is attempting great things.
I can see it's a woman who is attempting great things. And just the other day, less than a week ago, we're talking about the Guinness World Records.
Yes.
How did you think about attempting Guinness World Records for the longest science lesson ever?
I used to see the Guinness Book of World Records. I would even read it. I remember there's a time there used to be a show also.
Yeah, they still run shows. Yeah,
the shows are still there.
Yes.
So I thought Guinness World Records are for people who have weird traits, like the longest nails, the biggest mouth, such things.
Yeah.
Until I saw this lady in Nigeria cooking. And then it got me thinking because...
Hilda.
Yes, Hilda. Yeah. It got me thinking because I've always wanted to do something significant. Because me, I love greatness. I want to be a great person. So I knew for me to be great, I have to do something out of this world. And I have to place myself on a global market. So I just went to their website one time in June. And I started searching for the records, and I realized there is no record for longest science lesson. I'm a science teacher. I teach biology and chemistry.
Yeah.
So I applied. I paid whatever I needed to pay, and then in September I got a rejection.
Wait, how much did you pay?
Some dollars, I think $45.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is like the application fee.
Yes.
Yes. So what was the explanation for the rejection in November?
Yeah, so they were saying that I don't know, the area that I've applied in cannot be is not the record is not measurable, and they were saying that the area is not competitive.
Yes. What had you applied initially?
I had applied to do the longest biology and chemistry lesson. So I replied to them and I asked them why would they say that there's no competition in science? Yet life is science and everything we do is based on science.
Yes.
So I told them, according to me, their reasons for the rejection are not valid.
Yes.
And of course I knew, like, even if I tell them that, the worst they will do is to reject again.
Reject, yeah.
Yeah, then, but at the end of my ranting, because it was like a ranting email, a ranting response.
Yes.
Yani nilikasirika because I was wondering, how can you deny me a chance to do this? And you know how science is important. Medicine is based on science. Engineering is based on science.
Almost everything is based on science.
Even, what is it? Telecommunications. Even entertainment, because how do we run all these cameras and everything? That is physics.
Yeah.
You know, so I said, let me reply to these guys. Let me give them a piece of my mind. I told them their reasons are not valid, and I would want to know what I should do so that I can get an opportunity.
You can attempt. Yes, a record, yeah.
So that was in September. So a month later, I get an acceptance. But now they changed the title of the record
Yes.
to longest science lesson.
Oh, so
Yeah.
perhaps they didn't want you to specify biology or chemistry.
That's what I learned.
Yeah,
Yes.
they just wanted you to talk about the longest science teacher.
Yes.
Amazing. And then you started. How did you now begin, you know, your journey from now them giving you, perhaps you attempt the longest science teacher. So when did you start the preparation for that?
So as soon as I got the acceptance, I remember it was on a Thursday evening, on 31st October.
Ooh, yani unakumbuka hadi tarehe.
I remember the details. I even remember the date I applied. It was 13th June.
Ooh, so
yeah, that's how dear this was to me.
Yeah.
The first thing you should do once you get an acceptance, okay, first of all, you should not announce to the public that you're intending to do a Guinness World Record if
because
they have
there's gonna be a competitor.
Yes,
yeah.
If they have not sent you an official acceptance. So you have to keep quiet until you get that email that I got on 31st October. So when you get that email, you're allowed now even to hold a press conference and say that you have received acceptance to do this and that.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I screenshot because you know Kenyans love evidence. I screenshot the email and I posted on my social media, and my journey of planning this thing began. It's been a journey of ups and downs, meeting people who don't believe in me, first of all.
And wondering why the heck you're even talking about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even the other day after I did it, somebody posted on Facebook and said, posted my photo and, you know, the hours I did. And they said, she said, I don't know why we didn't believe in her when she said she wanted to do it.
Does it actually, I think I'm going to come to that later, because I know there are going to be those kind of people, you know, at some point, wherever you go in life. But let's talk about the preparation. What strings did you have to pull to make sure that your Guinness World Record attempt is successful? Because you alone cannot do it. And, you know, it's a lot of, you know, people involved. So what did you have to do?
The first thing I made sure is that I had the support of my spouse. Because according to me, trying to do such a thing without family support can be very tough.
So you had to tell Victor, come here. You know, there's something I'm attempting here.
Yeah, he knew the process. When I applied, I told him. When I got the rejection, I told him. And when I got the acceptance, I told him. So he has always been excited.
How did he feel when you got
he has been very excited.
Yeah.
Like, he never thought that someone can, you know, do that. So it was something also new to him, and he was excited. He wanted to see what will come out of it. Yeah, so that was the first thing I did. The second thing I did, I brought in a few people and formed a committee, people that I was almost sure they would stand with me to the end.
Yes.
Yeah, so then I kept on doing a lot of social media posts. I wrote emails, let me tell you. I wrote, if I was to get replies from all the people I requested to support me, I think it would have been bigger than it was.
Major.
Yeah. So I wrote so many emails requesting for support, started going for meetings, looking for funds, because the event was over 2 million shillings. It was 3 million.
The budget.
Yeah, the budget, because you must have a medical services team there throughout. I knew that I wanted this to go on air. I have a YouTube channel that aired this throughout. In fact, if you go to my YouTube channel, you can watch from the time we hit the start button to when we hit the stop button.
Yes.
We had continuous live streaming. So I knew that I want the videos to look nice. So I wanted my students to be dressed in a particular way. I wanted them to wear t-shirts like what I am wearing now. I wanted them to wear hoodies at night, because I was trying to imagine when it's cold at night, they'll come with all sorts of jackets. So it was really my desire to have a branded event. I knew it was going to be expensive, but I wrote it there down on the budget. Then food, I needed to feed them very well, because this was not an endurance to stay hungry. So I needed them to eat almost after every 4 hours. We were doing the 3 main meals and 3 main snacks. So one way that I was able to meet that budget was by negotiating with the vendors, until CPF came and funded all the branding.
Wow.
Yes.
Besides the branding, did you get any other support?
I got support from Mike Sonko, from Sonko Rescue Team.
Yeah.
He funded us financially. We were able to pay for food, We were able to buy some teaching and learning resources. I also got another friend who does not like being mentioned. Who gave me money to buy stationery.
Yes.
Specifically stationery. I needed a lot of stationery. Now let me mention Semaster.
Yes.
Semaster is a center for mathematics and science and technology education in Africa. They came in the last week, the last minute, and they really supported us, especially with specimen, lab apparatus, some of the chemicals we were using, and they gave us their lab technicians. The reagents,
wow.
yes.
Yeah.
They gave us reagents. They gave us the fresh specimen, like we were dissecting a heart. I don't know if you saw.
Yes,
we dissected a kidney.
Yeah.
We were able to dissect a fish. So they came in. They came in at the last minute. I always feel like
bomb.
That was God's way of just sorting me out the last minute.
and I think there's something about you believing in yourself, which gets me to wonder, why did you not give up, for instance, while you're going for all of this?
I didn't have an option. I was afraid of giving up, and maybe I'm giving up on something that will work. I'm so happy I didn't give up. If I'd given up, I don't think I would forgive myself.
So we have that in aqueous state plus, magnesium hydroxide in aqueous state as well. Aqueous means what?
There's something about women, math and sciences, and you've really, painted sort of a really positive picture when it comes to that. And you had me laugh about it prior to us sitting down about, I know you and I've been interested in you. And that is the bit that I'm really impressed about you. How was it for you growing up, and how did you even find yourself pursuing math, pursuing sciences as a lady?
I used to do very well academically. Being raised by a teacher, my dad didn't give me options. It was about education in the morning and in the evening.
Yeah.
He showed me, nowadays the way we are raising children, it's like we are showing them there are other options. You can be an influencer, you can do TikTok and get followers and get money. We are trying to show them like there are options, but for me, my dad didn't show me other options. So, and I remember one time he sat me down and told me, if you don't get a grade to go to the university, I don't have money to take you to those private institutions.
Yeah.
So you'll just go to the local center here, learn how to plait hair, and
get married and go
get married in this village.
Yeah.
Then we will be seeing each other. So he didn't give me options. Then the love for teaching has been in me since I was a young girl. Sometimes I would even pretend I'm teaching the cows. When I arrived in school when I was in class 1, I would take a stick and then take my classmates through all the charts in the class. The mathematics charts, the science charts, the English charts.
Yeah.
I just loved imparting knowledge.
Yeah. From Bahati girls, you told me you're in Bahati.
Yes.
How were your grades?
They were good.
And
I got
an
A-
in Form 4. Congratulations. What did you think of pursuing?
I was thinking I should do medicine.
Yes.
Okay. Even when I was working hard, I thought, let me work hard so that I do medicine. But that doing medicine was because people were telling me, become a doctor, become a doctor. But what I loved was being a teacher.
A teacher. You've always been a smart kid, and I'm thinking of you now getting to becoming a teacher, and you still wanna, you getting into the university and you still wanna pursue, these sciences.
Yeah.
Why did you stick around?
I stuck around sciences because I knew those who want to become doctors have to do biology and chemistry. So I decided, because I've made a decision not to become a doctor, I'll be a teacher of people who want to become doctors.
You also have family, Rose.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a teacher who is attempting Guinness World Record, and people are seeing you as this young girl. However, you have stuff going on. So tell me about your family and everything.
Yeah, I'm married 11 years now to Pastor Victor Wekesa.
Yes.
And we have 3 beautiful daughters. Victoria Zuri is 9 years old. Vanessa Zoe is 7 years old. And Valerie Olive is 3 years old. Those are my babies.
Those are your babies.
Yes.
When you're not being so serious in sciences, you're taking care of them.
Yes.
Yeah. So how has it been for you? This is a silly question because I tend to tell people, can you stop asking women about this? But then I'm like, this is a science girl. She's also a wife. She's also a mother. How is she managing to balance?
Balancing is not easy. There are many times I get overwhelmed, especially when now towards the end of last year,
Yeah.
I knew I even have to have 2 helpers at home. Yeah, because I knew January and February will be crazy.
Yeah.
Because having 3 children and you have 1 helper in the house, it means you have to come from work and get home and continue with some work.
Yes.
Because the kids need to do homework. We need to cook.
They need to eat. They need to go to bed, take shower.
There's a lot of work.
Yeah.
There's ironing to be done, laundry to be done. Basically, I mean, one person cannot manage this house and the children.
Yeah.
So I now have 2 helpers.
Yeah. What challenges did you face while going through all of this experience?
Rejection. Yeah. I've learned how to handle rejection. I've seen people who do not believe in me, and then they show up the last day. They show up.
No embarrassment. They showing up. Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
Yeah. And still, that's just the negative I've said. The positive, I've seen strangers believe in me. And other people thought I'm doing this for money. I want to say before the whole world, I did not do this for money. If I was doing it for money, this is not what people do for money.
Thank you so much for your time, Rose.
Asante.
I know we would have spoken and spoken all day long.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate that you created time for me today.
Yes.
And while you keep breaking records, I'm just going to be here to cheer you. Because I want you to keep warm.
Oh, wow.
Even while you break the records.
Oh, wow.
So put it on. Let me see if it fits.
Wow. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You
didn't
deserve
expect
better.
this.
You deserve more.
Wow. Thank you so much.
You deserve more. How are your students reacting? How are they responding? I've watched bits of what was going on.
Yes.
People yawning and doing all sorts of things.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
How are you ensuring that things...
The stories are just incredible.
I know, tell me. Give me all the juiciness because I'm tempted to step out. But I also don't want to step out.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I want to keep staying with you and just talking about this over and over. So fill me in.
Wow. The first day they were excited
Yes.
when we started the lesson. The first night nobody slept. Nobody was yawning. And then you know what happens is when the sun comes up, sleep goes because there's a sleep hormone. So when the sun comes up, that's why you wake up when the sun comes up because the sleep hormone diminishes. And that's why at night you automatically become sleepy because the darkness comes with now the body adjusts and starts producing that sleep hormone.
Yeah.
So during the day I didn't struggle much with my students, but the second night, but I had prepared them.
Yes.
I told them the second night will be bad.
Yes.
It will be crazy. My students, they struggled. They really struggled, but they made it. I found one writing while her eyes were closed. Like I'm dictating notes and she's writing with her eyes closed. But what I loved about those children is that they were very determined to stay with me to the end.
No one dropped off.
No one dropped off.
There's one fell sick.
There's one who, when he gets overwhelmed with sleep, he would just go to the sink because in a lab we have sinks and wash his face. There's another one who would spend even almost 2 hours standing so that the sleep can go. And you know, we were not taking coffee. We were not taking coffee and we were not taking any energy drink like Red Bull. We are not allowed. And we decided
we need to be as
will
natural
keep that rule
as possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we were in our natural element. So the second night was quite a struggle. What I loved about it is that we didn't feel cold. That's what I really thank God for because I was afraid for those children. You know, to me, they are children because I'm like 15 years older than them.
I know. And also where the location is meant to be very cold. You know, I hear that area is really cold. Yeah.
Yeah, and then, you know, we were sitting on the high wooden stools with nowhere to lean.
Yeah, no backrest.
Let me tell you, it was really an endurance, but God saw us through. God saw us
What
through.
did your husband have to say about that?
He's amazed till now. He's amazed. He said he's proud of me, and I'm glad he is.
What about yourself? How do you feel about yourself?
I'm having thoughts of gratefulness. I'm grateful to God that He helped me do this. When I look back, I don't know how I stood for 62 hours. On the first day, St. John's Ambulance are the ones who sponsored the medical services.
Yeah.
When they did triage on me, because they're supposed to do triage
During the breaks.
Yeah, during the breaks
Yeah.
or anytime they feel there's a need. On the first day, the pressure was high. And they told me, go and relax. Before I even started the attempt, my blood pressure was high. And they said probably it's because you've been up and down since morning and all that, and probably anticipating. So I thought that as I thought, the pressure will calm down.
Mm-hmm.
So on the first night, my legs, out of nowhere, they started aching. And it was severe pain. And I can't stop. We've already started. We've already done like 7 hours.
Yes, you can't stop.
I can't stop.
Yeah.
So I taught that lesson with pain on my feet and my legs and with high pressure. As at Thursday, the pressure was almost 160. It's supposed to be 130, I guess. Yeah,
Wow.
So for me, I don't think I did it by my own strength. As at Wednesday, I didn't think my body can handle this up to Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I was starting to doubt, but I didn't verbalize it. I'm very careful. I rarely say anything negative by the way.
Yeah.
Even if this jumper was bad, I would not say it.
There's something about the Guinness, record, reviewing your record.
Evidence.
Yes. And evidence and all of that. Are you aware for how long they're going to review your evidence and when they're going to give back to you the title officially?
Okay.
Yeah.
So first of all, organizing that evidence will take us over 1 week. We have the evidence raw. I don't think it can take less than a week. Then I have to scan. I wrote a workbook.
Yes.
I wrote the workbook we were using. I'm the one who compiled it. A 200 pages workbook.
Yeah.
So we have to remove the binding.
Yes.
And scan 10 samples because I was supposed to have a minimum of 10 students. Scan them into PDFs, upload. Scan the exams we did, 10 of them, again into PDFs, upload.
You taught and then they sat exams?
Yes, they did an exam of 1.5 hours.
Wow. Wow.
They did an exam of 1.5 hours.
So scan, send page by page.
Yeah, scan. Yeah. So like an exam, if it's your exam, we scan it and then it's one PDF document. So we'll have 10 PDF documents for the exam, 10 PDF documents for the workbooks, and then all the independent witness statements, which are like 40, and then timekeeper statements, which are like 40, then the photograph evidence, cover letter, and video evidence. So that's why I'm saying organizing that evidence will take over a week.
Yeah, actually
or even
it
maybe
may
2
take
weeks.
Close to a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then, after that, now after we upload, we are supposed to pay. We are supposed to pay around $1,500, $1,000 to $1,500.
Yeah.
For them to review our evidence.
Yes.
That's almost 200,000 now. We pay, then they review our evidence and give us feedback in 10 working days. Yeah, so I don't think we'll get feedback before April, but let's see how
let's see how it goes. When you become the official record holder, what are you entitled to? Yeah.
Nothing, because Guinness World Record, first of all, they do not pay you.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they don't. If your country decides to appreciate you, that's okay. But what it gives you is a global platform. It gives you influence. Now that influence is what can probably earn you something. You'll have the name, you'll have an opportunity to make an impact, you'll be a consultant for maybe many science bodies, and that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I'm looking at being a trainer, a motivator of teachers. So the fact that you're a record holder, there are no monetary benefits that come with it, but you get the influence. And for me, that's I was looking for the influence. Yeah. Because we can do other things and get money. But why go this direction?
Thank you, Rose. This is official. Thank you. And thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Quite inspiring indeed. I hope you learned something from Rose's story. Many thanks for watching the show today. And make sure you join us again next Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Kenyan time only on KTN News. And if you have a story you'd like to share with us, please don't hesitate. Write to us through Globe Traktion at standardmedia.co.ke or DM us on our social media platforms at Globe Traktion. You can also tap that follow button to me on my social media platforms at Persil Telewa on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and YouTube for more behind the scenes and many other amazing stories. But until then, I hope to catch up with you again soon, same time, same place. Bye-bye for now.